Hey, what's up, everybody? It's early here in the office, which gave me an opportunity to just kind of do some research and kind of get this together a little bit better to explain the purpose or what this benefits your vehicle, how this benefits your vehicle. So first, I want to give credit to Derek 69SS. So like any car guy out here, I rely a lot on forums, and a lot of it is reading and trying to figure out what's worked in the past for other car guys and what's better, and what parts are good, if anybody's tried this or that. Now Derek 69SS did a post on Chevelle forums. That's the name of the forum, chevelleforum.org. And his post was about tall spindles and tall ball joints explained. So he did a great job on putting this together. What I did is I copied and pasted into a piece of paper, so I'm not using the computer screen to explain this. You can go to the website. This is, if you want to type that in right there, exactly that, it'll take you to the post where again Derek 69SS posted this. Well, here it is. I'll read it off for you guys. If you want to improve the handling of your Chevelle, you must first understand what is wrong with the original geometry. From the factory, these cars were designed to understeer. To make them do this, they use a very short spindle with the upper A-arm at the steep downward angle, which results in backward camber curve, making the tires lean out of the turn using only the edge of the tires. Not only is this bad for mechanical grip, it's also why every stock Chevelle wears the outside edges of the front tires. Now below is a diagram of the stock geometry at rest and then in the hard turn. So you see, that's your A-body GM just sitting, like Chevelle's, Cutlasses, Skylarks. I think even Monte Carlos and El Caminos. This is how they sit, and when you're turning, this is what this suspension does. This is stock suspension. So as you can see, the outer tire tends to pull off the ground, only leaving a little bit of traction there. So notice the severe angle of the tires. All the cornering forces are placed on a very small area of the tire. Now it's time to address the problem. Here. To deal with this problem, there are several things that will help. Simply lower the car will help to some extent, but not nearly enough to correct the whole problem. Bigger sway bars will reduce the amount of bad camber gain, but again, it's not enough. It's like a band-aid on a gunshot wound. To fix the bad geometry, you need a taller effective spindle height. The effective height of a spindle is from the pivot center of the upper ball joint to the pivot center of the lower ball joint. Tall spindles with stock ball joints or stock spindles with extended ball joint studs will both achieve this goal. So once you acquire the proper ball joints, here's the way the geometry corrects. Below is a diagram of the same car equipped with taller effective spindles. So that's at right height, and this is on a turn. So you see the tire has a lot more traction. And also look at the geometry on the control arm. So you see the taller ball joint and taller lower ball joint. The upper and the lower ball joint are both taller. Now take a look at the previous one. You see how the suspension sits, the control arms and ball joints. It's a shorter distance right here compared to the other one once it's corrected. Again, look at that. And then once it's corrected, notice that the tires remain near vertical using the entire thread evenly across in contact patch. This is key to getting the most grip and life out of your tires. So why would you do this? Well, on a day-to-day, you again want to keep your tires wearing out evenly, and you want to gain the most traction out of your A-body GM. And the way why I'm doing this is because I just purchased tubular control arms, and it's just, I mean, if I'm already gonna go through the trouble of taking everything apart, might as well do it correctly and do this correction. Now, different places sell these ball joints. I got them from Rock Auto. So many places sell these ball joints. I got them from Rock Auto. Here. So I got them Pro Forged. This is the part number for the front upper and the lower. So they are recommended for each other. Now it is a little on the pricey side. I paid about $215 with shipping here to California. Again, different people sell them for different prices, but they're all in between $40 to $50 for both lower and taller. So it is an expense you need to do, but if you really care about the way your car handles, then it's kind of, I mean, it's worth it. It's not kind of, it's literally worth it. So here, I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is the upper, and just by like feeling them, it's a better quality ball joint. The control arms I got has like terrible ball joints on it that everybody recommended change if you purchase those control arms. But yeah, just feels like good quality. This is a taller and have the lower right here. So good investment. I'll do a video installing this whole deal, so you guys at home can also try this out if you guys want to. Again, this is all stuff I've been reading, and all credit goes to Derek69SS. So this is just me doing my research. There's plenty of forums out there that explain this, but in my opinion, Derek did a good job at just laying it out with instructions and images, and he overall just, it was the easiest way to understand it when he explained it. So again, credit to him, and I'll see you guys later when I'm working on this thing. All right, guys, so like I explained to you guys, I was gonna switch the ball joints. So this is the new ones. These are the taller ones. And these are the ones that came with these control arms. So you can see there's a huge difference there. And also, just want to side note, when I remove these, I mean, I remember reading when I was reading the reviews for these control arms that you can get in, like, I think you can find them on eBay. They're in between like $250 to $350, and they're like the cheap tubular control arms for A bodies. There is some on Amazon, I don't know, but anyways, they kind of look like this. A lot of reviews said like, oh, you know, the ball joints are crap, you should change them. That's why I started looking into it. But I remember reading a review, something about this guy whose ball joint fell at like 50,000 miles, and like, look at this thing. There is no grease whatsoever until the side of this ball joint. And I opened the other one, which I already put away, but I opened the other one, already locked it, but there was grease inside of it, which I don't know, it might be quality control problem, I don't know. But the other one had a lot of grease coming out of the edges, and it was way too much. But this one has no grease, which could explain why some people had issues with these. I know everybody pre-greases them and so on, but it just shows the quality control on this stuff. I don't know, take it however you want to take it. But anyways, back to it. These are the new ones for the upper control arm, and then I'll do the lower control arm. But just want to show you guys what I'm working with. Okay, everybody, as you can see, there's a shit ton of parts here. We're gonna do the control arm swap, tubular control arm for a body GM. This works for Cutlasses, Chevelle, Skylarks, Monte Carlos, El Caminos, and they sell these like obviously Chinese control arms, but they're like super cheap, but they're built pretty strong except for the ball joints. Like I said earlier, the ball joints need to be replaced for like better brands. But we're gonna do control arms, and then we're gonna do the brake kit. So we're gonna do one video for the control arms just to kind of get that out of the way, and then we'll throw a second one for the disc brake. But right now we're gonna lift up the car and start removing stuff. All right, for you guys who've been on the channel for a while, you guys can tell this is not the first time we've been down here for this. We tried doing the control arms before, but they don't fit with drum brakes unless you cut a notch on this plate right here on the backing plate. Then you can fit them if you really wanted. But we just waited and got the whole kit, and so that means we don't gotta worry about drums anymore. We're gonna throw these to the garbage unless somebody wants them. I don't know who wants them, but we're just gonna get rid of that stuff. It's gonna be time consuming removing all this. We'll try to film as much as we can and kind of let you guys know how it's done. But pretty much what you need to do is take care of these bolts right here. Actually, let me go back a little bit. So shock comes out first. After that, we need to pop the ball joints here, the nuts that hold it for top and bottom. Remove the the drum assembly. If you're gonna keep your drums, you want to put it aside, like hang it to one of these holes so it doesn't get down, so that your line doesn't get damaged. But we got new lines, new disc brakes, so this is going out of the way. So what we're gonna do is just remove this, remove the line, get the drums out of the way, and then we can focus on removing the spring, which is the sketchiest part of this. But we'll show you guys how to do it on a safer way if you don't have the spring compressor. But ideally you want a spring compressor. So shock comes out first, and then we can do drums and so on and move up the way. So we're gonna take care of that shock. The way you remove it, there's two bolts down here and one at the top, and it's out after that. You just pull it from the bottom. All right, so shock is out. Like I said, it's two bolts on the bottom and then that top one, and it's out. So next is gonna be the ball joint, so we can remove the whole brake assembly. We're probably gonna have to get to that first, or either just cut it from here, but otherwise it's gonna start leaking. So we'll see how we do that. But a tip, if you're like what happened with me here was that my studs were spinning right here on the fucking the hole, so it just kept spinning in there. And even though I got new studs and pressed them in, it would still spin because all the material in there got worn out, so it wouldn't hold it. So a friend said, hey dude, just throw a bunch of JB Weld on there and it's gonna hold up. And yeah, it fucking held up. It's been solid for a couple of months now, and not a couple of months, I think
more than 3 months.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it is more than 3 months. And I've driven it to work like 10 minutes a day back and forth, and it seems to be doing fine. I mean, sketchy, I get it, but if you ever got to get out of a hurry or you need your car for a week to run, just throw some JB Weld in there and put it back together, and it should, you just let it dry enough and it works. So next we're gonna tackle the ball joint nuts there and try to get them out. So as you can see, we're just gonna let this thing bleed. Now you want to be careful with these brake fittings if you want to reuse yours. I believe my kit comes with new ones. Because what happens is they're so old and rusted, they're gonna you're gonna bend the piping or something, so you want to be super careful. I put a shit ton of WD-40 in there, and just kind of let it sit there for a few minutes, and then just use the what you want to get is like an open end wrench, something like this, because you'll get most of the nut in there, and you won't strip it or anything. As you can see, somebody did this previously and stripped the shit out of it. which is fucking annoying, but you know, it happens. People do it. So you just want to make sure you're careful with this if you plan on reusing yours. For me, I don't give a shit at this point, so, but I'm still doing it properly. Okay, there it is. It's out.
It might leak a little.
It's gonna eventually start leaking down. It's doing it slowly right now, but okay, that's out. So next we're gonna get the whole assembly out. We need to pop the this nut right here on this side, and then the bottom one. But we'll show you guys how that's done. Now what you can see here is we tied the spring to the chassis, or anything here you want to do. So when you release the pressure of the spring, how we're gonna show you how to do it, we're just gonna place the jack under the arm and slowly lower it, and then you should be able to get a pry bar and just kind of get the spring out. But it's not gonna have too much tension, but as a safety measure, it's always a good idea to just tighten it somewhere, so if it actually does pop out, it gets held and it only goes so far. So that's just one thing to think about, say a safety measure. Actually, we need to remove the tie rod. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But let's see. Get a screwdriver. Put these here.
The $1 pliers.
Yeah, they're all fucked.
Mine too.
That's what they say. Buy quality tools and you only buy them once. Right?
Yep.
But we're fucking poor, so we can't buy good shit. Plus, if we spend too much on tools, we can't buy cool car parts. So it's another thing to think about. So to keep things out of the way, you probably want to get a bag of zip ties. So like what I'm gonna do is remove the tie rod and then zip tie it to the sway bar, get it out of the way as much as I can, so it's not hanging everywhere or you like damage it or something. So ideally you want to get your mallet.
There's some zip ties inside.
Yeah.
You got your mallet or you want me to?
I have mine. All right, so as you can see, tie rod's here. We already removed the nut right here. You gotta pull the cotter pin and then remove this. There's not a lot of pressure on this. Now, one of the things to keep in mind, we already have our jack under the car and it's putting pressure on the spring, so this thing can't release pressure. It's stuck right now. So in the best world, you just tap this a couple of times and it pops out, and that's like best case scenario. But with the way things go with us, that never happens. So I'm gonna try to hit it a couple of times, and hopefully this thing pops up. If it doesn't, then we're gonna need to get the remover. I'll show you guys what it is. So one thing to keep in mind, you want to keep the nut still in there a little bit loose in case this thing does pop up. It gets stuck on the nut. I forgot about that. You don't want to forget about that. That's dangerous. All right, there you go.
Oh, there you go. That's it.
Okay, so you saw that. I released the pressure. This is out. So now we can slowly lower the jack, or ideally remove the bottom nuts, which wouldn't be a bad idea. So we can just get the whole assembly out.
Yeah.
Put it on the side. All right, so that's for right now. We'll get back to you guys on the rest. Okay, so we removed this brake line here. Like we said, we're not gonna reuse this. This is pretty worn out. It did what it did. 60 years, 50 years of service is done. So what you want to do next is remove that nut on the bottom and pretty much pick up the assembly and put it to the side and tie it up somewhere if you want to reuse it. Yeah, look at that. I think it moves a little bit.
What the hell?
So yeah, this is my daily driver too, so it's fucking shitty. This is gonna be a big improvement for us. So yeah, so what we're gonna do is just lower it and try to get that spring out, and we can remove the control arms. Like we said, we're not gonna reuse this, so we're just gonna save ourselves some time and try to do this as fast as possible. So yeah, just hold on there, everybody. Also, you want that sway bar linked out. It's easier with a power tool. You just get it out, and your homie can help you out. Ideally, with a scenario like this, you probably want somebody to help you out. Got it?
Almost.
Might need an extension. Now you're tightening.
Estaba riendo, güey. No quiero entrar, pero. Hold on. I got this shit. There we go. Stay there, baby. And then, like a glove.
Probably need an extension, dude.
If I do again an extension, it's just gonna hit the
exactly.
floor. So, maybe if I can flip this fucking tool. It's just a bitch to fucking put in there, bro. I fucking hate these fucking tools, way. There we go. It's just a little bit crooked, the whole thing.
There you go. Fuck it.
That's backwards?
It's coming out. Okay, we're out. Yeah.
Alright.
Like we said, the spring is the sketchiest part, so now you can remove this top nut. I don't know if I'm tightening. All right, so we removed that top nut. Now, again, you want to make sure there's pressure on the spring so that thing doesn't come down and hit you on the face. And now we got it tied up here, and then Serge is going to release pressure slowly from there until it gets as far as it can to the floor.
Here we go.
Wait. There you go. Yeah, go for it. Slowly. Slowly. Oh, dumbass.
What? I went slowly, fool.
Oh, no, just keep going, yeah. Dude, I think you need to push in the, oh, there you go.
No, it's going.
Goes
That's
slowly. This is so sketch, dude.
It's done.
Oh, there you go. Now we should be able to have like a pry bar or something and kind of get that thing unstuck.
Yeah.
Fuck is our pry bar? Oh, dude, just swap those and we can use that one.
Yep. Oh, that. Oh, that open one here. Alright, hold it. So we got our. There you go. Don't fall. So we got. We're
fucking
this,
dude.
kind of like nail style.
All right, you want to hit? Yeah, there you go. It's not a lot of tension on it right now, just a little bit. There you go.
And
It's
then-
out. Yeah, it's full,
It's free.
fully out. So you see, that's a little bit safer.
And actually losing your head or your arm.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now we're gonna pull that spring out, and then we can start actually removing the bottom control arm, the lower control arm. There you go. All right, now that your control arm, your spring is out, you just gotta remove the control arm. So this is how you remove it. I think it's a 19 millimeter.
Yeah.
And just gotta use force. There's no space to fit anything.
Let me get a
Shorter?
little extension.
You might need the short one, dude.
19?
No,
I have it here.
throw some WD-40 on this shit.
Oh, I need a
Fuck, did I left them?
fucking tape. That shit right now, bro.
All right, so you need a 19 millimeter for this. It comes out from here. There's two of them for the bottom one. It's this one here and then the other one over there. Bitch coming in hot. Fucking miracle you get this thing out.
About time, dude. God damn, it's like what, 7 years? 7 years?
Yeah, literally 4 inside it. Yeah, I haven't driven.
Bitch, you never installed that seat? God damn.
I have the drill that goes through the pump.
No?
I have it,
Motherfucker.
bro.
I know, that's why I came. I'm just kidding.
How you been, motherfucker?
Chilling. How you guys doing?
You know what?
Same old way, same old.
Alright, well, you know what it is, bro.
There we go. That's like 60 years of GM parts. God damn. I was daily driving that fucking thing. Look at that. Fucking bushings, dude. Look at that fucking thing. Now, ideally, you could press this out and like clean it up and use it again. It's made to last, but we got new shit. This is the future now.
No. You see his
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Don't judge me.
I'm surprised this fool didn't die.
The gods of hot rodding was keeping me safe.
Oh yeah.
It could have snapped any time.
Dude, that, you should see that ball joint. That thing is bad. Alright, so next we're going to remove the upper control arm. So you really need to do is remove this bolt, this one here, and this should come out. It's not too much. Alright, so upper control arm is out. That's where it's going to lay for the rest of his life. Now it's time to start installing new parts. Yeah, it's gonna get interesting from here. Got stuff that came from other parts of the country and other continents, so we're just praying everything slaps together correctly.
China.
Came from China. Alright, so we got the upper control arm bolted, lower control arm is bolted. You gotta wiggle that one a couple of times. That one's a pain on the ass. Up and down, we had to use the jack to kind of put it up on this side, but it worked out. Now we're just gonna tie everything up with, and then just gonna keep moving on.